Rome Fantasy Pack 1 comes with a great set of choices for architecture. In this video, I'll cover the options you have. But before we begin, let's set up our snap settings to half meter. So let's go to Edit, Snap Settings, and change your Move X, Y, and Z to 0.5. And your scale and rotation can be whatever you like. These are just my preferences. I'll keep that here so we can easily hit that Snap All Axes button. Inside the Prefabs Architecture and Meshes Architecture folders, you have Modular and Pre-built folders. Both are an indication of granularity. So while content in the Modular folder represents the smallest components of buildings, the Pre-built folder contains models that are made from larger assets that adhere to specific measurements. Think of it this way. The Modular folder has meshes that represent a single wall, while the Pre-built folder has content that represents an entire floor. So let's first look at the Prefab Pre-built Architecture folder. So Prefabs Architecture Pre-built. We have two options included in the pack. We have 3 fully constructed building prefabs with doors, windows, and roofing, as well as some special 3-sided facade pieces that extend the footprint and character of the building. So let's drag a building into the scene. Do building B. And all the prefabs have their tags set up. So as soon as you drag them into the scene, if your lighting is set to auto build, it's going to immediately start calculating lighting. So here we have windows, doors, and simple interior pieces on I_building B. So it's not just one singular mesh. These pieces are separated for performance reasons. The windows are instanced and LOD'd. So you see here we have I window D. Here's the top LOD. Next one down from that. All these windows LOD. They're all separate. The doors are separate, so you can open them. We don't have them placed on this particular prefab, but they are on others. We're going to place some later too. These interior pieces are separated as well. That's done so they could be occluded, and the floors are separated as well, so they could be occluders. The larger walls are static lit, so their static flag is completely checked, while the smaller higher poly elements, like for example this door frame, he's tagged as batching occlude and reflection probe static, but he's not light map static. So he's going to get lit by light probes. This interior piece will get lit by enlighten and the static light mapper, but the windows and the roof are going to be lit by light probes. And it's important to know that this roof piece is also LOD'd. Another benefit of doing it this way is that if you have a whole city full of buildings, if you had them all together, you wouldn't be able to delete what you don't need. So if you only see these two sides of the building in your map, you can go behind and just remove these windows by just deleting them. You can break the prefab instance, it's no problem. And by deleting these individual pieces, you can save on performance. Let's undo that. Let's drag a facade into the scene. I'll do facade C. We can just drag that in. I'll just take a look at it. Now facades are simple, just 3-sided building chunks. With these, you can augment the footprint of your building or street. As long as you're staying on the grid, everything lines up no problem. So I'll take this facade, we'll snap it, and maybe we'll just line it up with this portion of the building here. We can shove it in. There. So you can take as many facades as you want, plug them in. All the facades have a brick wall material assigned to them by default, but they're ready to be swapped out for something else. Click on the material that's assigned to the wall you want to replace, and that'll take you right to the materials folder. Now, just drag and drop a material onto the wall to give the building some more character. So let's go with base plaster B. This is a nice kind of cream colored old plaster. We have base stone brick A, which is a nice limestone brick. We have, let's do plaster brick B, which is the same kind of plaster from earlier, except now it's got some nice exposed brick at the base. And there's plaster red that's matching the adjacent building. Where do we go? There we go. Cool. Now we're kind of matched up. Now these are all Substance Designer authored materials, fully physically based. They're not photo sourced. And thanks to the special shaders included in Realm, they all can do some really special things, which I'll get into in the forthcoming videos where we'll begin to detail out a building.